Welcome to Too Much Media.
Hello? Okay. I just finished season 7 of Love is Blind, DC edition. And first things first, man, DC, hey, no one has entertained like the entertainment that DC has given us this season of Love is Blind. Love has never been as blinded as the people of this season have made it. Like, I can't believe what I just watched. And the crazy thing about this show is every season you tell yourself, there's no way they're going to be able to top this next season. There's no way they're going to be able to keep me coming back to this nonsense. Like, I have no faith in this experiment anymore. I have no faith in this show. It's just nonsense. But each season they bring more and more entertainment. Please, I'm barely keeping it together. I don't know even what to say. Like, this has been the most chaotic, entertaining, emotional, turmoil-filled season I've ever watched of Love is Blind. And I also noticed that I feel like every season, less and less couples make it to the altar. Like, this season they ended it with 2 couples. Like, and I feel like they might have held Tyler against his will. Because the look of guilt in Tyler's eyes, knowing what we all know about this man's history, as he's up there, agreeing to marriage, big marriage. This is not relationship. This is not, small boyfriend, girlfriend. This is marriage. Tyler is up there saying I do's while he's lying about hidden children with a secret homosexual, heterosexual confusion relationship going on back home that he's running from. So I'm just like, how can this man look at her in the eyes as he's telling her I do? And lying to her to this level is just insanity. I mean, before that, congratulations to Taylor and Garrett, because their wedding was honestly so beautiful. And I feel like Taylor did such a good job vetting Garrett and like staying on that ass, okay? She stayed on that ass. She made sure Garrett understood what wasn't happening the entirety of the relationship, and it ended up working out perfect. And the cherry on top was when the day of their wedding, both of their parents individually told them, wow, isn't it crazy you're getting married on the 13th? We got married on the 13th. Both of their parents were married on the same day as they were getting married in the show. Like, I thought that was really like symbolic and poetic, and just went to show that, theirs was kind of a match made in heaven. I could honestly see them being like the longest standing marriage in Love is Blind history. Not that I think any of the other Love is Blind marriages are suddenly going to fall apart, but I'm just saying that it was quite seamless for them, except for that one little stint where Garrett was stroking his ego by texting back exes. But other than that, they did very well. Like, they almost had me questioning the experiment. But then we look at the rest of the couples and I'm back to where I left off. This is a mess, and they need to stop this. Love is not blind, okay? We've already answered that question like a good 6 seasons ago. This is insanity. I just don't understand. But the main thing I even just wanted to say was the learning lesson I took, what is it, taken or took? Whatever. From Ashley and Tyler. Tyler's swindling stuff. Tyler, first of all, men, they have a manosphere out there. Men need to take notes from Tyler, because I think Tyler is a textbook, top tier, professor level lesson on how to swindle women and how to be the type of man that a woman goes all the way with. Like, I think Tyler's superpower is knowing exactly what type of fantasies women like put in their head that they want to experience when it's finally their turn to be swept off their feet. And I think that he has that so well understood in his head that he's able to just swindle his way through every relationship he manages to manipulate a woman into. Like, he just is a master A-grade manipulator. Like, he completely knows the inner workings of the psyche of the woman's species, and he uses that knowledge to his complete advantage, which is really scary to think about how many, not just men, but people in general are able to understand like the inner workings of like a human being's like, fantasies, and then just play into it at such a high grade level that they convince you that you were able to manifest your dreams in them. Like, I think that's what Tyler's superpower is. I think that when he meets women, because as we now know from the outside looking in, he's not only done this to Ashley. We can't even look at Ashley crazy and say like, oh my God, how did she let him get her? Like, she just, let herself get played or anything like that. We can't even judge her in that way, because we know that he's been able to do this to multiple women. He's done this countless times before. She is not his first rodeo. This is just his highest heist. Like, this is like watching Money Heist or something. Love heist, Tyler, the swindling love heister, because we now know that he's been able to get away with this on multiple occasions in different versions, whether it's money, whether it's sperm, whether it's child support, whether it's whatever manipulative tactics he's using to get whatever it is he's looking for from women. He's been able to get away with it time and time again. So we now know that we can't even judge Ashley, that this is just his biggest heist, because he's done it on national television. And the fact that he's been able to do this on national television against like the entire, not only cast of Love is Blind, but the entire production of Love is Blind, has me questioning whether or not the production company and the people behind the scenes were in on this as well. Because how did you guys not know or able to like track down some of this information that the people on the internet have been able to figure out within, how many weeks has it been that we've been watching this? It's only been like 6-7 episodes. Like, it's maybe been 2 to 3 weeks we've been watching, and everyone has found out literally every stone and pebble that Tyler has tried to hide any sort of lies under. So I'm like, how did production not find this? Are you guys like, what is the vetting process for people coming on this show? How was Ramses allowed to get on this show? If I go into Ramses, I swear I'm gonna ramble. I'm gonna go on forever and ever. Ramses makes me want to jump through the screen and pull his dreads out. Like, I'm so angry at that man for what he's done. But back to Tyler, it's like, the issue is, yeah, you can't even blame Ashley completely, because you realize that this is just his biggest heist. How did he, and she's probably also slightly trusting in the process as far as like, to the bare minimum, like, he's probably not a serial killer, or like, he's probably like only like slightly lying, because no one thinks that someone is psychotic enough to get on TV and lie to the extent Tyler has been lying to not only her but the entire staff, production, cast, crew. Like I wouldn't if I was the people that's coming from this season of Love Is Blind. Like actually, it should be the least of Tyler's problem. Everyone should be angry at Tyler. He didn't only lie to her. He lied to everyone he claimed was his friend on this season. He lied to everyone he claimed to be genuinely going through this process with, and to like as far as like the cat like the crew and production, like biggest liar and swindler that's ever existed. And it's very insane that they allowed him to get television time and do this to all of America. Like this is, and not even all of America, because this is Netflix, man. This is international. We don't even have national television. Is something of the past. National television doesn't even exist anymore. Television is now international at all times with these streaming services. Like this is actual insanity. But the main thing I think I've learned from this season is from Ashley, because Ashley has spent the entire season talking about how like some of the issues that she's gone through with witnessing how her dad has treated her mom, and how her parents' relationship ended up declining and coming to an end, and the issues she has with the absence of her father and his treatment of her mother. She's been speaking about how that is the furthest thing she wants in a relationship, and she's so glad she found Tyler to be the man that she's always dreamt would respect her and take care of her and be her safe space. And I'm looking at Ashley's like vetting process, and I'm like, this is scary, because it's making me think about how in life sometimes the exact thing you're running from and you don't want to happen to you is exactly what you end up running directly into and going straight for. Like, you ever think about like how sometimes like you're walking in a certain direction and the only thing you're thinking is like, don't hit your foot against that like edge of that table, don't hit your foot against the edge of the table, and you keep repeating that in your head to yourself of don't hit your foot on the edge of the table. And then when you get right to the table, you literally just walk yourself directly into the table and do exactly that. Like the one thing you keep telling yourself in your head not to do, you do that like to the T. Like you just go straight for it. That's what I feel like it felt like to me watching Ashley pick Tyler, because even as we slowly got to know Ashley's father, I'm like looking more and more at the comparisons of her father and Tyler, and I'm like, what about Tyler was making you think that he's not like your father? Because when I meet Ashley's father, he seems so gentlemanly. He seems so in tune with his emotions. He cried on multiple occasions meeting Tyler and witnessing her and Tyler's relationship. He's always spoke quite eloquently to Ashley, and like in a way where you can tell he has wisdom despite whatever decisions he's made in the past and all of these things. And that seems quite parallel to Tyler, where it's like they're quite manipulative and abusive in their like personal romantic relationships, but when it comes to their ability to like cry or like sound very devoted to whatever it is they're talking about, like they are good with their words and able to make everything sound sweet in their mouth, but like it doesn't match with their actions, and like their promises are never in line with what they're actually up to in the real world. Like Tyler and Ashley's dad seem like the same person in different bodies. Like they seem like the exact same person. It seems like Ashley literally picked her dad when she picked Tyler, like a finesser, like the smoothest, suavest, always able to get his way out of things and like make the woman feel like she's in a fantasy land like type of man. Like even the speech that Ashley's dad gave her at the right before the wedding, he was all like there's gonna be hard times, and like regardless of whatever goes on, just always be happy and take the good things and just like focus on those things and forget all the other stuff. And I'm just like, what kind of advice is that? Like, huh? Like I'm so confused, and it just sounds like he wants her to like have faith in like whatever fantasies that Tyler is like wishing up for the day, and it sounds like that's the exact same stuff he does to women too. He just like he just like basket weaves together these fantasies for women and like waits around and expects them to like just go dive into it head first and just hope and pray that everything works out, and their promises even if don't get met with, are just looked at with a compassionate woman's eyes. Like it's very just manipulative, evil, cruel, very cruel. I feel like it's so cruel for Tyler to get on TV and do this to Ashley. Like this was so messed up to like the highest degree, and anyone who's involved in this man's life, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to look at him the same after watching him do that. Like even the look of guilt that I can see in Tyler's eyes throughout the entire wedding. He knows what he's done. Like he knows that we're onto him. It's as if he's looking at his face. This was an insane season. Ramses is actually, and to bring up Ramses and Marissa before I finish off my thoughts on this season, Ramses is actually a degenerate and a literal pussy clot, Ross clot. Like I don't know, somebody Jamaican come and cuss this man out, because I'm so upset. I don't have any words to truly express my feeling for Ramses' flakiness. And I feel like Marissa, if she was looking through an objective view, obviously she was living in the moment and too wrapped up into the relationship itself to see things from an objective viewpoint. But I think now looking back, if she's able to look at this relationship, we can all see that I feel like Ramses was doing a similar thing as Tyler, as knowing what he needed to sound like or what should he sound like in order to convince her that he was invested in the relationship, until he actually had to put the actions behind that and then decided to flake at the last minute. There has to be a clinical term for a man like Ramses, because there's something actually wrong with him. And I think that Love Is Blind should be doing psych evals on people before they get on this show, because someone like Ramses should have never slipped through the rope or whatever it is. Like he should have never slipped through and been able to even get on the show. There's no way Ramses was ready for marriage, the way he acted so flaky from top to bottom. And like even his viewpoints, you can tell like underlyingly through this whole liberal and acceptance facade that Ramses is trying to convince himself that he's a part of, is a very insecure and quite conservative man. I don't think that Ramses is this liberal and all accepting man that he pretends and tries to convince. I don't know if he's pretending or he's genuinely trying to convince himself he's this person, but I think underlyingly, because he was raised with certain values, he actually does inwardly relate to those values, but because he wants to rebel against his family's ideologies, he's trying to oppose them so heavily that he's going in the complete opposite direction, but it's not truly him. So he holds his liberal values with a conservative way of acting them out. Because if he was as open as he's trying to convince us all that he is, how was he not able to like kind of let go of the whole military thing, let go of the whole, I don't know, all of these so-called, issues that he's having, that he's fearful he won't be able to execute properly in being Marissa's man. Like even the whole thing of like her not being able to constantly give him love and affection exactly when he wanted. I think he thought that if he acts liberal and open and stuff, he's just gonna find someone who's kind of constantly fine with whatever new ideology he wants to pick up for the week and like always give him love and affection and kisses and openness and like whatever it is he wants, whatever it is he wants. And he needs to like grow up. Like I think Ramses is a little boy stuck in a man's body. He's literally a child and he needs help. He needs a clinician, not a wife. Like it's actually scary that he was allowed to come on this show, and it makes me question, who are they allowing on the show? Not to say that Ramses is like the bar for me questioning that, because if we're gonna put a bar on it, it definitely should be Tyler. But Ramses definitely made me want to jump through the TV screen to a whole new level. Like, oh my God. This is another important and like, I don't know how I missed point about Tyler and the fiasco of him lying at this wedding. But all I was thinking about while I was watching his guilty, beady little eyes throughout the entire wedding was, oh my goodness. So this must have been how he was behaving at that baby shower. Because if you know, Tyler has been accused of taking his ex-fiance. Yes, ex-fiance. This is not his first show in the road as far as road to marriage. He took his ex-fiance to his best friend, his lesbian best friend's baby shower, in which said lesbian best friend, who was the, I don't know if lesbians like this terminology, but the more masculine presenting one of the two of the couple, the more masculine one is the one who was even pregnant, okay? And she's his best friend. And Tyler's fiance didn't even know that said baby was made from his sperm. And we now also know, based off the ex-wife of said woman who was pregnant with Tyler's sperm baby, that she didn't even get pregnant from sperm donation from Tyler. They were cheating on both her and the ex-fiance together while lying and saying they were doing the turkey baster method, but secretly cheating on each other. And when she finally did get pregnant with the baby that was supposed to be Tyler's sperm baby, it was from them cheating, not from the turkey baster method that they were lying and telling the wife of the lesbian woman that they were doing that method, because she timed it and she figured out that when the baby was conceived was during a time where she was on vacation, and both of the turkey baster methods, they know she had bought like two of them. I guess there's like a thing you can buy, an at-home kit you can buy to do it, and she bought two of them and both of them didn't work. She knows for sure. She timed it, they did pregnancy tests and those didn't work. So in the time of her conception, it doesn't make sense how she was able to conceive the baby during a time in which was after both the turkey baster methods didn't work and before one of the other turkey basters that they had tried even should have shown signs of working. So it was like, how did this conception happen at this random time period that has no correlation to all the times where I witnessed you guys do this turkey baster method? So clearly they were cheating, him on his fiance and her on her wife, okay? And the fiance was at the baby shower with no clue that this baby was Tyler's baby. And I'm saying she didn't know that this was Tyler's baby, as far as she didn't even know about the sperm donation, let alone the cheating. And I'm like, what type of sick person do you have to be to bring someone to a baby shower who you're with and they don't even know, and everybody around them knows that this is Tyler's baby, and we're all just quietly acting like we don't know it's Tyler's baby and it's a lesbian couple's baby while you're lying to your fiance? Like, what type of sick person does something like that? That's so like evil. And watching Tyler at the wedding, knowing he's lying, I'm like, oh my gosh, so this is how he must have been acting at the baby shower. Laughing, smiling, dancing, spewing all types of lies every other sentence. Like, he looked so comfortable with lying. He looked so like, his eyes had guilt, but his face, pure bliss. No pun intended. Shout out Zach and Bliss. Which I heard Zach and Bliss are going to be at the reunion, which is weird because wasn't there a rumor that Zach and Bliss were suing Love is Blind? So how are they now going to the reunion and being a part of Love is Blind activities? I'm a little bit confused. Where's the lawsuit, Zach? Like, I'm like confused a little bit about that. But yeah, I had to bring in that one little thing of like, oh my God, like Tyler is such an experienced liar. Like he already has done a little event where he's lying to his fiance before. So this wedding, he's been to rehearsal. Like he knew what to do. Like he probably had those same guilty eyes at that baby shower.
All right, I can't. Let me move on to when they say yes, child. I can't do it. It's still time to walk away, girl.
Tyler, do you take Ashley to be your wife?
Of course he does. Oh my God, these dramatic ass pauses.
I do.
Ashley, do you take time and in health?
I do.
So we're going to end this ceremony with the African tradition of jumping the broom. Tyler and Ashley will now begin their life with a clean sweep.
1, 2, 3.
A clean sweep. Like everything that's said in this episode to me is so eerie, because really this is a clean sweep for Tyler. He feels like he can just jump this broom and never talk to his children again. You had Bri, his baby mother, come on social media and tell us this man has not spoken to his 3 kids since he left to go do this show. And she tried to lie to us and tell us that the first one was a donor situation, but that the twins weren't. But in my live with the baby mama's ex-wife, she spilled that no, her wife was cheating on her with Tyler. Okay? That the turkey baster theory did not match up to the time frame that she was actually pregnant. Okay? So this man even petitioned to get his baby mama's wife out of the picture when she fought for custody for that first child, because that first child was born to them into their marriage. And in their state, if a child is born into their marriage, it is legally their child. No, Tyler actually went to the courts with his baby mother, petitioned the courts to give him and her custody of that child, therefore pushing out that lady's wife, only for him to come on Love is Blind and say that them kids don't know what he looks like. Whole time, mind you, there are all these pictures and videos of him playing with all three children. I hope this gets addressed at the reunion. I'm pretty sure they're not going to address it the way they need to. The reunion apparently was shot the week before last. Cancel it. Reshoot it. I don't give a fuck what it takes. Y'all need to either reshoot it or y'all need to have a separate interview, post everything that has been exposed. Y'all need to do that so that Ashley can have a chance to clear her name. I think that she's a victim in all of this. I think she's a victim in all of this. I do not think this girl had or was equipped with all the information that we've been made equipped with. This happened a year ago. She doesn't know that on October 24th of last year, this man was texting a woman at 3 a.m. trying to go to her house. Ashley don't know that. This man was married and he did this. Okay? She didn't know that. She didn't know that. So